Hello everyone. Today I have taken up a topic for the civil 6th sem students for their subject English. So today we'll be discussing and understanding in details about what is one act play and what are its features, characteristics and what are the possible themes that are explored in one act plays. To put it in very simple words, a one act play is a short and dramatic form, but still it is complete and meaningful. Usually, you will find that there is no necessary unnecessary subplot or there is no long build up. So, a one act play usually is very powerful because it concentrates your attention. And for the first few minutes, the audience of is drawn towards the main conflict, and this compactness is what gives the form its energy. Moving on, let's begin with the basic definition. What exactly makes a play a one act play? As you all can see that the particular slide reads out, a one act play is complete drama presented in just one act. But that doesn't mean it is merely a full length play that has been cut down. Instead, it is designed from the beginning to create one focused dramatic effect. Let me just point out the three key ideas that has been presented here on this slide. Firstly, it says that there is one central conflict or situation. Secondly, one act plays uses limited time, place, and characters. And thirdly, the one act plays it aims for a quick but memorable ending. You can compare it to a short story in prose. Just as a short story does not need many characters, many chapters to be complete, similarly, a one act play does not need several acts to feel finished. So it can just be called one uninterrupted dramatic journey. Now that we know the definition, let us look at the key features that make the form work. So, the first key feature highlights that it has a single focus. So, you'll find that usually throughout the drama, there is one problem or one question or one emotional turning point that drives the entire play. Secondly, it says few characters. So, there is a very small number of characters. And because the cast is limited, relationships that you find here in the drama become sharper, become more direct. Okay, next is compressed setting. Now, the action often happens in one place or a very short period of time. So, you will have this feeling that everything is very immediate. Now, next it says that it has economical dialogue. To clear it out, let me say that each line or the dialogues that you find has to work hard because there's no space for long detours. And finally, there is sharp ending. So in a one act play, the final moment often leaves you with the strongest impression. It may be through irony, it may be through revelation, it may be through shock, humor, or emotion. Let's move on to the next slide. Now the question comes, if this kind of form is so concentrated, what kind of ideas does it usually explore? That is what we are going to find in this slide and understand. Before we begin, we must understand that even though one act plays may be short, but they can explore very serious and complex themes. So, firstly, we have family tension. Family tension is common because relationships can be shown quickly through dialogue. Next, the major theme especially questions of self, social role, or belonging. So, identity forms the major theme. And the next theme is isolation. Isolation also appears often because a brief form, this is a brief form and it can capture loneliness very intensely. Next, you will find themes of social criticism, which is very important. There are many one act plays which expose the hypocrisy, the injustice, the prejudice in a very sharp way. The next theme that can be explored in a one act play is memory and history, which are also considered to be very effective themes because a one act play can focus on one remembered moment or one symbolic situation. Moving on, you will also find absurdity, something strange, comical, or very unsettling, which is very common to modern life. Okay, so uh, one act form is ideal for these kind of themes. Absurdity, ideal for strange, unsettling, or satirical situations. So, now to understand why these themes feel so strong, we should look at the structure of one act form too. As you see on the slide, a one act play has a beginning, has a middle, and end, but the movement is very tighter, faster than a full length play. The opening here quickly establishes the situation and the tone, and then there is a pressure that builds up. The conflict develops. After this comes the crisis or the turning point where something very important becomes clear, something very important changes, and finally there is a quick ending that delivers the effect, maybe resolution, maybe ambiguity, maybe surprise. You'll often find that all these stages may overlap with each other. In a one act play, exposition, rising, action, and climax are often compressed into a very small amount of stage time. That is why the audience usually feel that one strong emotional or intellectual response. So it is small in form and has a concentrated effect. So now, so far we have looked at the form in general, and now we will